much more square, because you're not actually throwing the wall out by adding an eighth of an inch from the bead. Then it allows us to not have to fill the bead, because there is no bead. But then the problem that it creates is that rather than the joint between this sheet and this sheet being at the corner, which is then therefore getting covered by bead, that joint would move to here, right? And then this has sometimes been a problem for the use of that tool, because then that needs to be taped, and now there's no build from the bead, and now you're trying to coat over a tape, which becomes a bump next to something that's perfectly square. And so this didn't end up becoming a great success to the use of that tool. So additionally, the adaptation of that type of use of that tool would come with tape and mud. As in, like, now you have a fully folded corner, and you have one seam here that, as long as it's not getting built forward, then it now works with this being perfectly square.
Perfectly.
Yes. And that we have used that tool and tape and mud in this house next door. And I know at some point we're going to get a 3D image of the whole house, but I can try and show you some pictures that I have of some of the finishes in there, and it's really quite wild. You're going to be pretty floored that it's drywall. Sorry, I just got too many pictures in here, personal pictures and work pictures. I really got to start making some files.
And you send me the pictures. This one, the one you showed me upstairs.
So that's a drywall panel. Okay, that's painted to that kind of high caliber of trim paint. And there is, sorry, let me go here. So here, this is what I'm talking about. This is not a bead edge corner. This is actually folded drywall. These interior pieces are drywall strips, and then that's a wood molding on it. So this project, it came out beautifully. Like, I can't wait till we get a 360 on it.
That's a wonderful idea. You know, I hate corner beads.
Well, they're a lot of work.
I hate corner beads.
But
you know, I just want to mention one thing. I have a lot of connections in China. Manufacturers, developers, or whatever. If you have a new idea and you want it to be a product, you let me know. I can help you. I can help you to find, those engineers, manufacturers.
oh, that'd be great.
I think there are a lot of potentials, like that beadless corner.
Oh,
that's a great idea.
And it's really interesting about it is that I'm also very involved in our cabinetry end on this particular cabinetry. Yeah, so with this particular builder, I'm very involved with cabinetry, and I've seen the conflicts of the way we do drywall to what ends up happening with cabinetry. So what's interesting here is that we put corner bead here and here, which build they shrink the front of the space by a total of a quarter of an inch, right? Because this is built by an eighth, and that's built by an eighth, and that's if you're lucky. Right? Now if there's a framing correction or anything else, you're potentially shrinking it even more, right? Because this might need to be re-leveled or whatever. But what's interesting is that now we're not doing anything with the back here, right? So the cabinet measurer, the guy coming and measuring the cabinets, lots of times this isn't even installed when he comes and measures the cabinet. So he actually puts his laser back here and does a measurement. And then we essentially take that measurement, now we shrink it. Right? So just imagine this was a lower cabinet with like a countertop, right? We make this trapezoidal, but we do it in the wrong way, right? If anything, we would want this slightly open face to the outside. And instead what we do is we close it here, and then the shelf goes in, and it creates giant gaps towards the back, right? So the folded drywall is a much better concept of how to make sure that goes square to square to square. The other aspect of it is, if it's a folded piece of drywall, and again, like we talked about, what if it was pre-skimmed and pre-finished, and you're using tape and mud? Well, now you're just talking about actually just caulking little seams. You could put this whole assembly together from raw stud to finished paint in almost one assembly.
Well, now I can tell you really pay really pay attention to those small details. I've never even think about it.
Yeah.
You know?
Try and drop a granite countertop.
Yeah.
You want to try and put a granite countertop on a countertop here,
Mhm.
and it's narrow here,
Yeah.
and it's wide back there. How do you
That's
get it,
right.
how do you get it in there without damaging all of this?
With corner beads, if you have a good taper, you have 1/8 here, 1/8 there.
Yeah.
Usually it's more than that.
Usually.
And to both sides, you have a quarter.
Yeah, and then a
You
quarter
are-
inch turns into almost half an inch.
Yeah.
It turns into sometimes almost half an inch getting shrunk in.
For the open space, it's okay. If it's the cabinets, countertop,
Yeah.
no, that 1/4, that's a big gap.
That's right, and then this has been measured, and then the fillers have been decided,
Yeah.
right? And now he's got fillers, and he's got a cabinet, and he's got to chop down both fillers
Uh-huh.
in order to make it fit.
Yeah.
You know, and this is all like lost time. You know,
Yeah.
the more solidly we can put this together, the more that pre-manufacture work of the cabinet can succeed. You know, and then you could even get this to a point where you could get square enough that you could have a pre-cut countertop because it would fit.
I think I'm going to look into it to see what we can do. You know, I got the tapeless stuff.
Yeah.
Why don't us get the beadless?
Yeah. Well, the two go hand in hand. So it's actually three.
Yeah.
So it's the tape and mud,
Uh-huh.
folded drywall,
Yeah.
and sorry, I lost the third.
Pre-skimmed?
Pre-skimmed. That's right.
Pre-skimmed.
Bevel-less.
Mhm.
Sorry, yeah, pre-skimmed bevel-less board.
Yeah.
So now we're looking at a product that's as malleable and workable as drywall,
Yeah.
but acts a lot more like a finishing product,
Mm-hmm.
right? As in like a cabinet installer, right? So rather than have a drywaller and a taper, in certain instances, a cabinet installer would actually be installing the sheeting,
Mm-hmm.
the cabinet, the filler, the top,
Mm-hmm.
all in one go. Tape and mud would be minor corners, minor connections, paint, finish.
That's right.
A otherwise 8-day process is 2 days.
You know, to install the corner beads, first, let's say, 1,000 square basement.
Yeah,
We need around 30 something corner beads, 30
Right.
pieces.
yeah,
And that 30 pieces cost like $150,
Yeah.
something like that. And plus, that 30,
plus the
the installation. and
6
then-
boxes of mud you'd need to fill
Yeah,
up.
yeah,
Plus the day you'd need for all that mud to dry.
yeah,
Plus the next round of labor to fill it again.
yeah.
Plus, plus the
Plus the
sanding.
Plus the repairs you have to do.
Plus, yeah.
And
Plus.
plus the trouble for the finishers, you know.
Correct. All the same things
baseboard.
that we talked about in the interior
And
angle.
then
Yes.
this corner is not 90 degree, no 90
Not
degree
90 degrees.
corners.
No,
And
they're all
then they
thrown off.
got, you know,
Yeah,
Big-
exactly.
yeah.
Exactly. So we worked very closely with the finishers on that house over there, and we did intertwining MDF and wood moldings, all with drywall, intertwining. Some is MDF, some is wood,
Mhm.
some is drywall, and you can't tell the difference with any of it.
Mhm.
And a lot of it is tied together
Uh-huh.
with tape and mud,
Yeah.
like tying one to the other with tape and mud.
Actually, I've been thinking about this corner beads, you know, we have metal in here. But the thing is, the condition is, you don't hit it with hammer, you don't hit it when you move the furniture. When something touch it, it's broken,
It's wrecked. Yeah.
it's broken.
Fixing it is
So-
very difficult.
Yeah,
Yeah.
You
So
know-
when the metal bends, that's very difficult to fix.
that's very hard.
Yeah,
Usually
so-
people have got to cut it.
Yeah,
you know,
this folded corner, it's true, it might strike or damage
Uh-huh,
differently,
uh-huh,
but either way it damages.
uh-huh.
And at least with the folded corner, it fixes very easily. Because it's just a matter of filling it in with tape and mud again.
Now I'm thinking, you know, like you mentioned, some stronger materials reinforced with fiber. Let's say as 2 drywall, we make the finisher to finish it like this way. You see, so this leveled,
Yeah,
and then just fill that gap. Like I said, even if you have metal, you use a hammer,
yeah,
it's going to broken.
yeah,
Without the metal, anyway, I'll do some experiment.
yeah.
But I like your idea.
So,
Beadless
I agree completely, and so what I wanted to do in a ceiling, something that's not as much traffic,
Yeah.
right? So like a bulkhead,
Okay.
I wanted to try the tape-in mud as no bead. So what I want to do is I want to have the boardman, board one sheet nice and square over the other.
I'll find you some pictures,
And then we run the tape-in mud product off of that last sheet of drywall,
Yeah.
and that becomes our corner.
I did that. I'll find some pictures
Yeah.
to see, but I didn't pay attention to that.
So I also want to work with it for arches.
Bulkhead, I did it years ago
Mhm.
for the bulkhead and the inside 45.
Yeah.
People used to use that
No coat?
45.
Yeah. Oh, the
I don't put it in
BX.
there, and even the 45
Yeah.
outside,
Yeah.
just no color beads.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I agree. I know that that's possible as well. Yeah.
I think at least it's a big progress. Just the bulkheads.
Yeah.
We leave this vertical part,
Yeah.
put it away. Somewhere that people cannot touch. There's
Yes.
no needs.
No.
for a
Yeah.
metal.
No, that's correct. That's correct.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think. Wow, I got a lot of loaded with information today.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. We
I
got a lot.
think that's a good idea. I'm going to. We work together.
Absolutely.
We work together.
Yeah.
And then I like this name, beadless, tipless, but beadless.
Yes.
And the fiber reinforced mud spray on.
Yeah. And so we leave now.
That's-
It's tapeless, beadless, seamless.
That's right.
Right?
Yeah.
Because that's why we do the level 5 system, because now everything is just seamless. There's no transitions to anything. It's all 100% same finish. And we're moving forward with that, and it's doing very, very well. Like, we can't do any one of our multi-million-dollar builds without a full level 5 expectation there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a brilliant idea. Brilliant man. That's it. I take a picture, just in case he's going to be famous.